What is good, everybody? Timeless Traveler here, and welcome to the showcase video for my 16 portal gold farm that will be leading up to the upcoming tutorial video to celebrate my 1,000 subscribers. Now, we currently don't have a name for this monstrosity of a farm. Go ahead and drop down some ideas below in the comments. I wanted to do like Golden Trident, Piglin Trident, something along the lines of that, but subject to change. So in this video, we're going to be going over, first off, what this farm is, the scale of it, some of the mechanics, the rates, the ins and outs, how the farm works, why it took so long, all the testing that went in. I put over at least 30 hours of building and testing into this farm. And so we're going to jump into that. And then the next video that will be my 1,000 subscriber special is going to be a tutorial on how to build this block by block. I know you haven't seen me in a while, but for those that have been with me for a while, I just want to say thank you all for helping me get to this point. We are a little over 1,000 subscribers, and so this video is a culmination of all of your support and, of course, all of your patience in waiting for me on putting together this farm. So go ahead, if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and of course, leave a comment down below on what kind of name we should put for this 16 portal Piglin gold farm. Now, before we take a look at the rates of this farm, a few things to keep in mind that may affect your rates, while there may be some discrepancies between what the results you're getting and the results I got. So I'm running on the Xbox Series X. So if you run on any other device, a high-end PC, low-end PC, Switch, mobile, Android, iOS, all that fun stuff, you may get different results. If you're playing on Realms, you'll get different results. I actually tested this for Simulation Distance 4, so this does work on Realms. You're not going to get a lot, but you're going to get enough to work with. With that in mind, testing on my Xbox Series X, just running the farm alone, I didn't have to fix anything. It's all reload proof or relog proof, whatever the proper term is. I started on Sim Distance 4, and I ran one module for a solid hour. Gathered the information, put it down here. Then I ran two modules together. And then I ran 3 modules, 4 modules. Then I went up to Sim Distance 6, repeated the process all the way up to Sim Distance 10. So that's 16 different 1-hour tests. That's 16 hours total just in running the farm. It hasn't broken since I modified it and tweaked it around upon previous development and testing of the design. This farm won't break if you build it the right way. So in the tutorial video, make sure you follow everything to the letter. So let's get a little bit into the rates. Now, this is the information that I was able to gather from running 1-hour tests with all 4 modules, one after the other, starting with a sim distance of 4. So if you're running on Realms, you may get similar rates to this. In the purple, we have how many portals were being run at a time. In the green, we have how many levels I got from 0 to an hour. And then the orange is going to be the amount of nuggets converted into the amount of ingots, and also converted from the amount of nuggets that it yielded into the amount of shulker boxes that you're going to fill per hour. In the gold, we have just the ingots by itself, not converted from the nuggets. And then we have the total ingots total if we were to convert all of our nuggets and the ingots that drop naturally. So take a picture, screenshot, pause the screen, write down the rates if you need, take a mental snapshot if you need. This is going to be the rates for Simulation Distance 4. Of course, as tested on the Xbox Series X, your results may vary. We begin to see a significant increase as we proceed into Simulation Distance 6. Just in levels alone, we have a very large increase in nuggets, shulker boxes. It's almost double what we got. So you're going to get a lot more ingots just from running Sim Distance 6. As the portals increase, of course, the rates will as well. Compare these from here to here. And then we go on to Sim Distance 8. Now, some of you may be surprised, some of you may not be, if you know how sim distances work and all that. There's not much of a difference. And with my testing, there was actually, what does Silent Whisperer call it? A diminishing return as we go up in simulation distance. So we actually go down 1 level in the first portal, 4 levels with 2 portals, 1 level oddly in 3 portals, and then just 2 levels in 4 portals. I know the numbers don't seem to make sense. It doesn't seem to add up. It's a little weird, but we get more levels running Sim Distance 6. So if you want levels, that's what you want to do when you run this farm. We do, however, get more gold when we are running on Sim Distance 8, not by a lot, and only if we're doing more than one portal at a time. Actually, once we start using 3 portals, then we start increasing our gold intake. So that's something to keep in mind, depending on how many you want to run, and of course, what device you are using. And when I ran on Sim Distance 10, the levels weren't that much different. The levels here were almost the same as Sim 4, actually. The rates dropped a lot more as well once we hit 3 portals. So you notice in the first 1 and 2 portals, we have more shulkers filled in Sim Distance 8 or Sim Distance 10, I'm sorry. And then once we hit 3 portals, Sim Distance 8 seems to be the winner for the amount of gold nuggets and gold ingots. So we don't really want to run this farm on Sim 10. If you're already running this farm on if you're already running your world on a Sim 10, I mean, it's fine. You're still going to get a lot. But if you really want to maximize, then it looks like we're going to be wanting to run this thing on a sim distance of 6. And of course, if you're playing on a higher end device, something more powerful than the Xbox Series X, your rates may change as well. So if you're running on a higher device, go ahead and run some tests and let me know if we have like significant differences in rates. So before we take a look at the breakdown of the farm, let's go step inside our central command chamber. So basically, we have 2 switches. One's going to turn on the portals. And we actually have some little bits in there to prevent lag when the portal is not being used, or when the farm is not being used. It'll actually deactivate the portals and close up the kill chamber to prevent those random piglin spawns from entering the portal, and also prevent them from going inside the farm, potentially breaking our trident killers. The second switch is going to be for the trident killer itself and locking the portal, deactivating it to prevent it from, breaking the farm. We have this on all 4 sides, of course, because this has 4 modules. And if we turn on the difficulty and turn off kill XP orbs, we're going to see a bunch of XP just come flooding down. We're going to cut ahead to that moment. And look at this. With the recent update, this actually was updated in between testing. So I actually finally got to see what the XP looked like. This was back when I first built this farm. This, we all know that famous XP glitch where the orbs would just stay by inside the farm and we would get ghost XP. But now we can actually see all of the XP raining down on us, and it kind of behaves weird. It kind of slides down the walls, which is fine. Doesn't affect anything, but you can see just how much XP we are getting from all 4 sides. Making our way to the very top of the farm. Anybody that has seen Navy Nexus's quad portal farm, you're going to be very, very familiar with most of the framework and the mechanics and the redstone of this farm. I basically, with his idea, I was thinking, how can I put 4 of these together? How can I not only make 4 of these, but also direct the XP into a central area? So with that, if anyone has seen Silent Whisperer's videos, I'm going to turn down this volume real quick. For anyone that has seen Silent Whisperer's videos, If you've seen his Trident Killer, he had this really, really incredible design for the Trident Killer that allows the mobs to be killed. The loot gets pushed out. XP drops. I actually turned on the kill XP command so we don't get lag. But the XP and the loot all drop down into these chambers. The items get sucked in through hopper minecarts, and that's where they get filtered out. All of the swords get disposed of into a lava bucket, and then all of the items get pushed out into these droppers, and then they get filtered out. All of our gold ingots and gold nuggets are going to go through item filtration system and get placed into our shulker box loading system, as made famous, of course, by Navy Nexus. Now, with that nasty rotten flesh, which we're not going to care about, at this point in the game, you have so many resources, all this time in the world to build beefy farms. At this point, I mean, you're not really going to care about rotten flesh. So we're just going to just get rid of it. Now, if you want, you can just build a shulker box loader for the rotten flesh. And I'm going to leave that up to you. But for me, when you see this tutorial, we're going to build something to dispose of all of the rotten flesh. This was inspired heavily by Silent Whisperer's auto dropper system that he used for his 24 stacked pillager farm. So this was just another way for me to just kind of get rid of all of the rotten flesh without any lag issues. Now, it might be because I'm running on the Xbox Series X. We do have some lag. The hoppers are not going to always detect the swords when they come through here, just because it's processing so many items. So we will see on occasion a golden sword, just like that. And when testing, the game never broke. I actually did run this for more than an hour just for stress testing. And then I also did like these separate hour tests per sim distance. Remember, items despawn every 5 minutes. So if you're running this for over an hour, these swords will be long gone. One will replace another. And it's just going to be just a little annoying process, but it's not going to really affect that much regarding your lag and the rates of your farm. Now, in Navy Nexus's design and in a lot of other portal farms, I noticed that when you turn off the Trident Killers and you turn off the, the auto igniters, the portals will sometimes still stay on, which is a problem because these portals, especially ones of this size, are just going to add to the lag in your world. And then we also are going to have piglins randomly spawning because the portal is still on. There's still something for them to enter from the other side through. And then if they fall down in here with a previous Trident Killer design, they would actually end up just shoving the Tridents out of the way. And it just kind of broke the farm. So I figured out 2 different things to prevent that from happening. So we're going to deactivate this farm real quick. We're first going to turn off the portals. That's the number 1 thing. We want to make sure that we reduce the amount of mobs spawning. And you'll see the portal is still on. So piglins can still come through. Like I mentioned, Trident Killer's on, so it's going to get rid of all of the lingering piglins. But every now and then, for anyone that knows portals, you're still going to get some passers-by every so often. So what we did is I installed with this dropper right here. I don't know if you can see through the portal. We installed a snow bucket. And then these pistons are actually going to push the glass to block the entrance into the Trident Killers. So we're going to turn the portal off and make sure that any mobs that somehow end up spawning, whether it be piglins or any other sort of creature that just somehow ends up on top of there, if we don't, spawn proof everything with slabs, they won't fall into the farm. So if we flick this switch, it's going to deactivate all the portals by placing the snow bucket. And then, of course, blocking the entrance to the Trident Killers, which is going to help prevent lag. With all these portals off, you're going to notice a huge difference moving around in this area. Keep in mind, however, this is a very powerful farm. And just because of how strong it is and how much lag it generates when it's on and running, especially with the XP flowing through. You don't want to build this near anything that also contributes to lag. We don't want to combine our lag monsters. So I'd say whatever your sim distance, keep this at least 150, maybe 200 blocks away from your wherever you are spending a lot of your time, away from any farms or villages or anything of that sort, just to make sure. We want to isolate this and make sure that this isn't going to add any other issues to your worlds and farms. So that's pretty much it for the showcase, everybody. Just wanted to give you an update and give you some actual proof to see how this farm is running, that it's been 100% tested. It's relog proof. It's not going to break. I have ran this so many times. Since I got the design finalized, we have had 0 issues. And depending on the sim distance that you are running on, the rates are going to be incredible. Now, when we do the tutorial for the 1,000 subscriber showcase, we're going to go a little bit more in depth. We're going to be talking about how to score out your building area, the importance of chunk aligning, because this farm 100% needs to be chunk aligned. If you ever build Navy Nexus's farm and it was just one of these by itself, it was chunk aligned. We're building 4 of them, so it's even more important to keep it chunk aligned. We're going to break down how each of these bits work, all the circuitry, all the ins and outs of the farm, and then we're going to build this thing block by block together. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, don't forget, leave a like down below, subscribe if you have not already, comment as well down below, and throw me some ideas on what the name of this farm should be. I'm looking forward to hearing some different ideas. I still have not come up with one. And as far as when a tutorial is going to come out, I mean, it's been a long time since I uploaded a video. I apologize for that, everybody. I have been working more and more, and then I've got a lot of other things happening in life. So I'm doing what I can, getting all the testing done bit by bit when I can. So once this video is out, I will try as hard as I can to start working on the tutorial. Just know that it will probably take some time, but it will be out. So thank you all again so much for watching. I am Timeless Traveler, and this was the official showcase for our 16 portal gold farm. I hope you all enjoy the concept of this farm, and if you plan on building this in your world, of course, let me know down below with a comment. Give me some ideas on the name of this farm, and you all take care. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.